No.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. That. Yeah.
Lovely.
Damo, what episode?
We are on 182.
Oh, it's 82. I was
182,
one off.
It's pretty good off top of the dome, bro.
It's a lot. It's a lot. So, tonight, Mr. Blake Lane, BarkleyRo.
Yes, sir.
So, you're a DJ?
I am. Well, I like to think I am.
Yeah? You've been playing around quite a bit?
Yeah.
Doing quite a lot?
Yeah, well, also in the last year, really. This year's been insane so far.
You're still quite new to the scene as well, right?
100%. Yeah. I was born up here, but I did all my high schooling and we were growing up essentially down south.
Yeah,
I've only moved back up here with my partner.
Because you're a busso boy as well, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm a busso boy.
Yeah, I only moved back up here with my partner for about 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And then just we moved up here with the whole mindset of trying to take this more seriously, and it's been working really well. So, yeah.
Because how long have you been DJing for? When did you get into DJing? How did it start?
It started in busso. Always grew up playing guitar and drums and that all the time. And then
were you in bands or anything?
Nah, never did. I've mucked around with mates before, but never like recorded music or did anything serious. It just school talent shows and the like.
Oh yeah, very nice. Yeah.
So done that stuff. I did that a lot growing up.
What school were you at then?
Oh, too many to count.
Did you go to Georgiana?
No. In Busso, I went to Cape Nat for high school,
nice.
And then I did last year primary school at Vass Primary.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, been a
good old Vass Primary.
Many schools. Yeah. After just mucked around with guitar and drums for ages, and then started getting more into electronic music and that kind of thing. Coming into as I started getting into high school, it was like that huge phase I think everyone went through with dubstep in 2011, 2012,
classic dubstep, like Rusko and
Excision and all those guys, started mucking around with that heaps. Really loved it, and then there was all that kind of rave bass kind of scene stuff going around in Busso a lot back then too. So a lot of interest through there, and then my uncle was a massive house music fan and drum and bass. He was a huge fan of Prodigy and Pendulum and Deadmau5 and all that kind of stuff. And that was my big door open for me for electronic music and getting more so into DJing. And then I just decided I was going to save my money to buy a little controller, a little DJ 400 or something. Nice, small little controllers.
Seems like everyone starts on those bloody things.
They're the best value for money starter
that's
really
it, because they're only a couple $100, right?
Yeah, and they're cheap, they're easy, they just run off USB, don't need external power, they're great. Saved up for one of them, and then I was talking at the time, that's those are it right there. That's the exact one, literally, exactly the same. Yeah, it's probably mine, No, but I talked to my parents a lot about it. This is when I was probably 18 at the time, and then just talking to them about it non-stop. Probably didn't shut up about it, and then they got to surprise me basically. So Christmas that year, they'd bought me a set instead, knowing that I was wanting to get it for myself.
That's pretty cool though.
I was unreal, mate.
They wanted to actually give you
and between them and my partner, they've had my back since day one and have always pushed me massively.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome,
it's been really good.
But then, so what was your music influence when you were younger? Before?
When I was younger, my mum's a metalhead through and through, and my dad's very much a mix of everything. He'll happily listen to your classic rock, but then easy listening stuff going Beach Boys and all that kind of thing. He's very cool. So very broad range of music growing up. A lot of Metallica, a lot of Avenged Sevenfold and System of a Down, these peak metalhead kind of Linkin Park
back
and
in the day was nuts.
All that kind of stuff, right?
Shout out to the best Beach Boy.
Dennis Wilson, the best Beach Boy. Yeah.
There you go.
It's a great album with Mr. Charles Manson.
That's nuts then. So then, like, what was it like first jumping on the DJ decks? Like,
I was pretty, I don't know, it was pretty nerve-wracking. I think so confusing initially, like trying to, like, from playing instruments and trying to read, like going from reading chord structures to reading a waveform was really confusing at the start.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But nothing that, YouTube and Google couldn't fix.
So you did like YouTube and Google quite a lot then?
Yeah, a lot. I very much self-taught for initially.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, I reckon, as well. 'Cause,
yeah.
like, you can pay someone, and obviously they'll show you how to do it professionally and the whole lot. But, like, you buy an instrument, and you got Google and YouTube at your disposal.
Yeah, well, it's like one. Yeah. Because the amount of technology you can fit in your pocket is insane. So
Exactly.
It's like, So, yeah, a lot of self-taught stuff initially. Then I just started doing a lot of house parties and ball afters and like bush doof stuff and everything in Busso for a good few years. And then I got my first kind of break at a small bar which doesn't exist anymore in Busso called Darlene's.
Darlene's, okay.
Yeah, so it was...
Whereabouts was that?
So you remember in Busso where like the laundry bar used to be? It's in that joint, in that building in there.
Okay. Yeah, before it became the laundry.
After.
After.
It was after. So when laundry shut, and then it was vacant for I don't know how long, and then Rocky Ridge, the brewing company, they took it on and then launched their venue. It was like kind of like a tap house for them at first, and then turned into pretty much a main destination for late night. It took everything away from the ship.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
And then that became a main focus, and I used to go there all the time with all my mates. And then literally I was just pissed as one night, walked up to the bloke playing and was just like, hey man, what do I have to do to like get up here? Literally. And he's just like, literally. And then I don't know what happened, because he said to me like, oh yeah, just, send me a mix on Facebook, blah, blah, we'll see how we go, and like whatever, typical kind of, pretty normal response you get from people. Yeah. And then I don't know how it happened or whatever, but I got a message the next morning from him. I haven't done it. I hadn't messaged him yet. Nothing. I'd received a message from him the next morning and was like, "I want you to come play next Friday." So
straight into it.
And I had no idea what happened, if I had a bunch of mates there or if he just heard or what. I had no idea, or if it was just pure luck. I've no idea what it was, but I was shat myself. I'd never touched CDJs before in my life.
Oh, so like what type of CDJs were they? Like
three 2000 Nexuses and a 900 Nexus mixer. So I'd never seen any of that before in my life. Like I'd only had that little 400, and that's all I'd ever had. And I told him that, I was like, man, I've never touched pro gear like ever. And then he was really good. He just was like, oh, no worries, like come around to my house, popped around, similar kind of setup to this. He's like, just jump on and go for your life, get a feel for it. And then worked it out pretty quickly once I figured out like where just everything was kind of on the mixer.
Can you compare the 400 to the 2000 Nexus? Because it's not too much of a difference, really. Like it's like, a little bit, but it's like
the layouts. Like the good thing, I guess, with a lot of the Pioneer gear, when they start with the controllers as you're working up towards to the CDJs,
exactly.
A lot of the layouts are the same. Like even though there's obviously more things added on, the buttons are kind of in the same spot. Like the looping's in the same spot. Yeah. Like if you got jog wheel adjusters, they're always in the same spot.
It's like the cheap option working.
They strip back the features, but they're still laid out in the same kind of way. So it's pretty good in that sense. Like you can scale up pretty fast. Yeah. But yeah, I just remember absolutely shitting myself, and then I was doing all right, and then I remember came to the weekend and put up a post on Facebook, had a massive response from my friends and stuff, and way bigger than what I thought what was going to happen. And I remember after getting told I was going to be playing, I was working at the ship at the time as a bartender. And I remember I ran around to everyone that was working that night begging for someone to swap my shift so I could go play that gig.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I'd already, like, roster had already been done and I was supposed to work. And I remember like running around like frantically begging the other staff, like, can you please swap with me? So I'm going to go do this gig. Yeah. The first one ever.
Did they swap with you?
Or? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Ended up one of my mates did, which was nice. And then did the gig, and it was absolutely unreal. So I was only supposed to play for an hour from 9 to 10. And then Roo, who was the resident, who gave me the go, he was just going to take over after that. And after like my first half an hour, like I was incredibly nervous, but felt I was.
But that's what all it takes, really. Is like you do your first 5-10 minutes, and you're like, yeah, no, you settle
ease
down,
in
you work your way into it.
And then after that first half an hour, Roo came up and he's like, "Oh, don't get off, man. You can just stay on. You stay on till like 12." And then I stayed on. Ended up getting to then, and he didn't even come up. He just let me stay on all night.
What type of music were you playing for that?
House music, just house remixes of commercial stuff. A lot of just like just commercial remixing.
Nice. How did you go about like finding that music? Because like being in Bustleton and like there wasn't many nightclubs or anything like that.
No, God no. Well, it used to be Exit in Bunbury, but it was long gone. Exactly. And then you had Fitzies. And
bloody Fitzies.
No, I was a lot of it came from SoundCloud, which I still do now, and I was signed up to a lot of record pools, so like DJ City and BPM Supreme and like a lot of those record pools. But it's
I've never really heard of those, like
BPM Supreme, BPM Supreme, DJ City, Zip DJ, they're a couple of big ones.
Well. Okay.
Zip DJ is really good. A lot of these things, so like they're all US based, so they can be pretty expensive. Like I think BPM Supreme is like $30 US a month.
Really? But how many downloads do you get?
Unlimited.
Oh, you get unlimited.
Yeah, and these guys have like deals with record labels, like, and not little ones. These guys are all signed up with like Warner and Universal and all like these massive labels, and they get like Drake release an album and it'll be on there the same day.
Yeah, okay.
And they're all edits. They're all intro edits, and then they've got people that work for them that make exclusive remixes that just for them, which they obviously use to just pull you in. But
very interesting.
You can find heaps of stuff. BPM Supreme is really good. Zip DJ is great. Zip DJ is really good because you have to like apply for Zip DJ. Like you have to be a professional DJ. So you can't like BPM Supreme and all that. You can just make an account, like go and bang. And then Zip DJ, like you need to put in your information and
who you are,
and they like verify you. It's really interesting.
That would be interesting. I wonder if I would get verified.
I don't know. It's just weird. Like you'll see. See, this service is for professional DJs only. We do not share emails. It's your information. But professional DJs only. So you can make your account, do everything, put your payment details in, do everything you want. Yeah. You don't get instant access. That's like...
And so it gives you MP3s? Like...
Yeah, or WAV.
Or WAVs? Yeah, WAV forms.
Yeah, it lets you pick. Generally,
That's all right.
It's great. So it is really good.
So that's how you got your music for that gig then?
A lot of that stuff back then was all SoundCloud basically because I didn't really know a lot about this stuff. But it all really originated from SoundCloud and hyped at it. Okay. Yeah. So it all started from there and then just kept going, became like a fortnightly thing. And then I wanted to like try and level up, I guess, and learn more and
get more
keep
involved
pushing.
In
So
stuff,
I signed up to, we've seen it, you would have seen it doesn't exist anymore, but the Institute.
Oh yeah,
I'm seeing up here. It was run by Wilco and all that.
Yeah, Brandon Willington.
So I did that, and Rovy was my teacher, and then he's been
a good instructor.
Mate, but it's unreal. He's been a huge shoulder for me to lean on massively ever since we clicked straight away when I did the Institute, and he's been a huge guide and influence for me massively.
He's a good dude. He's been around for so long.
Oh yeah, he's very well respected and very well known around here. Like
he is Mr. Amplifier, basically.
Yeah, basically. And so that's where I started. It's all defunct now; it doesn't exist anymore. But
that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Brandon only did it for like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, it didn't go for very long, but he did very well out of it.
Yeah. It's because I'm pretty sure they were trying to move over to Adelaide, but they couldn't get it sorted out to Adelaide.
Yeah, they were trying to expand it.
Yeah, he couldn't expand it, so he just dropped the idea, unfortunately. But it worked well. Yeah, and it was making a lot of money. All you had to do was just hire the venue. Yeah. Write a syllabus and hire some DJs to teach other DJs.
Pretty much.
That's it.
And it was really good. I loved it. We did it. So I used to drive up every day, once a week, from Busso to Metros in Freo.
Really, once a week?
Drove up once a week, every Wednesday, I think it was.
Yeah,
drove up a couple of hours, spent with Rovy at the club, and then drive home. Yeah, did that for, I don't know how long it was, 2 months, maybe?
Really?
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And then I just kept in touch with Rovy ever since. And he was a pivotal connection for me to make up here. When I finally moved to Perth, he helped me a lot just with other, like going to events and then just networking with other people. He's had given me a lot of advice and it's been a huge help. and then I did OpenBass when I first came up.
OpenBass?
Yeah, so it was Kieran and Defier, something that they used to run.
Yeah, okay. That was like the Open Deck thing.
Open
right?
Deck, it was Open Deck Fest, and then which was Kieran.
Yep.
I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it was mainly Kieran when it was Open Deck Fest, and then
you got
Defier got involved, and it became OpenBass. And that used to be held. That was monthly, bi-weekly at the Sewing Room.
Yeah.
And one of the first weeks I moved to Perth. We lived in the city. There's me there, right there. There you go.
Yeah,
bang.
Look at you go.
Yeah. God damn.
Focusing hard.
So that was the end of one of the nights, because they used to end the night on a back-to-back-to-back, like just a endless back-to-back, and then the last hour of the night. And I went to that one and then got picked up for there you go there. If you go back up again once more, that's my first gig ever in Perth. So that was my birthday right near the event, and then same with Tyrek with Scotty, and I messaged him and we just were like, oh well, we're both there because it was like a birthday gig, so we were both like, oh fuck it, we'll go back to back for an hour rather than half an hour a piece, and we did D&B and trap, and
that's awesome.
We did a heap of stuff. It was great. That was the first gig I ever played in Perth.
Yeah. That's
and
awesome
then,
as well. Instead of doing half an hour, do an hour.
We do an hour back to back. It's great. Yeah. And OpenBass 10. Yeah, that was the first one.
And so what other, like from that gig, like how else have you progressed as well?
Oh, from there, I kind of it just unloaded so fast. Like from there, like it just happened so quick. Like
really? Okay.
I started doing that. I did that, and then just so I'd go on to more events. I did a Bergs and Bass, which used to run
that was
at
Convenience.
Yeah. I did one of those.
Yeah, because that was with Ember and Notice, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Shout out those guys. I love those guys.
Yeah, awesome. So I did a gig. I did a show there, which ended up being awesome. So that was, I think they were half an hour sets. I think they were. But everyone that was playing was always like 140 or drum and bass. Yeah, that's that was fair enough. It was what it was. But I did a bass house set, and I played first or second, and Embers played after me, and I remember playing, and I was like, oh, this will be interesting because everyone's here expecting D&B, and then I'm just gonna come in with a house set, a bass house. I'll keep it nice and heavy, and then it ended up I've got this edit. It's an edit of like a Shook Ones by Mos Def that goes into it, like it uses the sample. It uses the chorus, which is sampled in a bass house track, and it just transitions over.
Shook Ones is such a dope.
It starts with that. Starts with sounding like a normal, sounds like the normal track. Yeah. And then just rolls into this edit, and it's just a super heavy, super heavy bass house track. So started with that, and then just went with it, and it was nuts. It was such a weird feeling because the Convenience stage was so raised. That was like the first time of like kind of having that perspective of being on a stage, and like having, because the place was pretty full, and then all these people in front of me just started rinsing and jumping around. I was like, oh, this is such a weird, like it's such an electric feeling, and you feel like you're in total control.
That's it. And honestly, that's the thing, is like once you get that kind of that bug, you just want to keep
and that happened, and then I was just like, man, I got to push this massively. Like there's something here, I need to chase it. And
so what happened after that then? What
after that, I kind of sort of dropped into doing like private gigs and doing corporate stuff. I was doing a bit of work for a company in Perth. It was a wedding company. I was working as road crew for them, and then would gig for them on the weekends. Doing a lot of corporate gigs, did a couple of weddings, and then
that's where the money is.
Yeah, and like that was good. Like the events were fun, but it wasn't what I wanted. I had the ability to work full time. Like I wasn't relying on it for the money. So I was like, well, I'm going to stop doing these, and I want to push the gigs that I want to actually do.
More club gigs and stuff.
I came here to take it seriously, not to just make money. Like it's, I want to slip to a default lane like that. And there's plenty of people that love doing that, and that's great. Like me, it's just not me.
I love pub and bar gigs.
Yeah.
But the reason why is they're long sets, so 6 hour sets. But then you build that atmosphere. You build the audience and stuff.
Yeah, well, it's like you get to you're crafting your own space basically when you're doing that.
That's it, yeah. But then like that's the thing of I don't play drum and bass often. Like it's very very rare. Like sometimes maybe like last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But like at most of the time it is just commercial.
Yeah,
it's Venga.
I mean it works, man. It works. Like it just wouldn't be there without a reason. Like that stuff works. It'll always continue to work. Like
so, what genre do you usually abide by? Like so more bass housey kind of stuff. Or?
Now more recently it's been drum and bass a lot, and that's just because I've started playing. Pretty much weekly at Metropolis in Fremantle.
Yeah, okay. Really? So is that where one of your residencies at the moment?
Well, it's not like officially a residency. I haven't signed anything or whatever, but I've played there every week for the last 2 months.
Nice. And what day and like what time?
Saturday nights, 11 till late. Because it's a side room. So
but still, that's your foot in the door.
Exactly, man. It's been great. I love it. It's been really, really good. It's a bass room. It's called Rumble. It's bass music, but so I can play whatever I want as long as it's like heavy and wubby and whatever. But it's Perth, bro. It's just drum and bass through and through. Like,
exactly.
It's like I might get a little bit of hardstyling or a bit of trap, and people don't mind it. But it's 4 hours of drum and bass every night, every time.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. Perth is such a drum and bass hub. Like,
massively, man. Like you saw the world record
attempt.
Like the whole back half of the day was all DMV.
Literally that half a day.
Yeah.
Well, it's to be expected.
Well, exactly, yeah. And you got guys like Inhibit and that roaming around Perth that are from here. It's the biggest influence around here. Yeah, massively.
So, what other gigs do you currently play as well?
I periodically play at Milky Lane.
Yeah, okay.
Which is just, you know what Milky Lane is?
Yeah,
it's just the burger bar in the city there.
Yeah.
They're that's a good fun taste breaker gig because
it's all hip hop though.
Yeah,
right?
it's R&B and rap and everything. So it's 4 hours. 4 hours. It's in the set up on they actually have a really cool booth. It's like this geometrical like half like wrap that goes around you. It's all got like purple neons that run through it. It looks sick.
It's a very interesting venue. Like,
it's wicked. It's such a cool little space. All the murals on the wall of like all rappers and that. It's awesome. Like they've got ex-DJs there. So that's wicked. That's through Katie. Through Katie Banks. And that's awesome. I play there, been about once a month because we've got quite a big roster now.
I'm pretty sure Sav plays that quite a bit.
She does, because she loves playing rap and R&B and that loves scratching. She's been doing heaps of stuff from Mishap. So
that's exactly it.
It's been really good. Yeah.
So what is some of your funnest gigs so far? Like, because where else have you played on top of that? Because have you done like Record Bar or anything like that as well? Or?
Yeah, I've done Record Bar a little bit for like event stuff. So I've done some themed nights there, which has been really fun. I've played there. I've played at Slim's doing the same thing.
Yeah, Slim's is a good venue.
Yeah, wicked stage setup too. Like I've done some theme nights. They were always really fun because everyone that goes to those kind of events, they're there like for that reason, and like you kind of can't miss whatever you play. Like you're playing on an artist theme night, so they're there because they love that artist. So play whatever you want. Doesn't really you just can't miss. It's really good. Like I did an ABBA night at Slim's, and and
what day was that on? Like,
sorry,
what day was that on?
Saturday.
It was on a Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday night. Yeah, man. Yeah, I did an ABBA theme there, and that was like I played like I downloaded. I got everything off like the movie soundtracks, like the Mamma Mia movies. Yeah. Just for the modern interpretations of it, and then basically downloaded their whole back catalogue. And I think I played like that set of like 10 ABBA tracks, like all their biggest songs. I think I maybe would have played them like 5 or 6 times each. But didn't matter every time. It was just they just explode every time. Like
people are just there for.
Don't care, man.
I've always wondered how those nights would go. Like a Kanye night. It's
unreal,
like,
man.
Kanye's got like 15 great songs, but the rest of them, like some of the songs to play them, would they work?
Yeah, like you do think that, but like they're there for that theme of a night. Like they're there because they like that art. Like they love that artist.
Yeah, they just love Kanye.
Like they're gonna know their back catalogue, you know. Like Oh dang, Harry, Cape Nat, let's go. Yeah, that's my uncle. That's what I was talking about with the pendulum and all that. Yeah,
Yeah, big shout out to them.
Big Mace. Mason Wright, yeah. Natalie, that's my mum.
Oh.
Yeah. And Ewan, shout out Ewan.
Well, you know Ewan lives here, right?
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? No way.
Ewan's my roommate.
I didn't know that. No,
Yeah.
man. Because I went to SAE when I first moved up here and did a lot of music production stuff in uni there. And Ewan came and did a lecture and sat in, and we like held connected over his lecture, because I had my iPad and I was one of like the only few students in there. I may as well have written down everything that he wrote.
Really?
Everything that he said. Yeah, I was just writing this huge notes list of all this stuff, because he was doing like effectively a masterclass on some production stuff.
Yeah.
And I wrote all like detailed, color-coded, sectioned off notes and like multi-page on my iPad.
Wow.
Like just tunnel vision like crazy.
Yeah.
I did that, and then we kept bumping into each other in Northbridge, like on nights out after gigs and whatever, and we've just stayed good friends.
Yeah.
Like it's been really good.
Ewan's a king.
Yeah, right. I had no idea he lived here. That's funny as. Yeah.
That's what it's like, because when we were looking for a new roommate, and Ewan hit me up and was like, no, move in. Ewan, you got to move in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So far, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
So far, it's been really good.
Well, yeah, no, that's awesome to see.
And so we got Belinda as well.
Yeah, as well, family friend.
No,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
shout out.
Yeah.
And Mason. So Mason's a mate of mine as well. He's a good dude.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, wicked.
Terry White's well done, mate.
Oh yeah, Terry as well, yeah.
And of course, Anya. Right.
Yeah.
So where do you want to take the DJing? Like, how far do you want to push it? And
Look, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Like, it's being able to play in a state, well, international, I guess, really, end goal. But for stable stuff to do like with around here, having regular interstate gigs and holding residencies would be like the main thing, and getting in like the festival circuit for Perth.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Not the minimal festivals that we have, but
Yeah,
it would be.
That's what's
nice
so whack as well,
yeah.
because it's like we got Snack, we got Seasons, Pineapple Club, and like a lot of these.
And they're big.
Yeah, they're
like,
big,
yeah.
but they just play the same music almost as well.
Well, I think I don't like. I think it's a lot to do with, like we were saying before, with drum and bass being a huge influence in Perth. Like we have a very, like we had a big turnout at the World Record event, but like when like we don't really have very like diverse, like mass diverse of the scene in Perth. Like very heavily drum and bass, and a lot of the like dubstep's really starting to make a rise again. But there's not like we don't equally have like a huge trance, like a huge house scene, and huge everything else. It's kind of just seems very like one lane, and when it's like that in a city, you're gonna have that. Like you're gonna have your events like that, and you might have 50 DJs on there, but it'll all sound similar because they're all drawing from the same influence,
exactly,
within the same city.
Yeah,
like I'm guilty of it. I play drum and bass every week now.
Yeah,
it's like,
but that's it. It's the population as well, I reckon, because like Perth is widespread, but being widespread, it's like you look at Melbourne, it's so dense.
It's dense. Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide's all the same.
Yeah, and there's like so much to choose
shrunk
from
in. Yeah,
but for us, it's like you got to travel somewhere to see something.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's where the influence is just spread across it, and it's like you don't. People want to go drum and bass night, and they can go to so many different venues.
Yeah, exactly.
That aren't even just in the city.
Yeah.
Commercial as well. It's like still like pubs and bars and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, it's like even Freo alone, like main stage for Freo Metros is commercial. It's open format, but it's always commercial remixing.
Yeah.
That's that, and then like the side room, what I do is drum and bass, and you've got Freo Social around the corner. Same thing. It's just like you're saying, it's commercial, and then.
But they do get like other acts in, but it's like only like the band nights.
Yeah, it's event nights, so it's different. And then Hugo's around the corner, same thing. It's all commercial stuff.
That's it.
It works, but it's just it's hard to try and get that diversity when you hold those big festivals and stuff. When you're trying to support local DJs, but when you don't have that mass diversity of. For music and across venues, you're gonna get a lot of similar sounding stuff.
Exactly.
It really starts to come down to.
It's a good way to put it, though. It's a really good way to put it, because like a lot of people like try and hit the nail on the head, but then it's like that is basically the answer.
It's just what it is. Yeah.
And
trying to be ultimately, I think what it comes to now, when you get to those big events and you're putting or the local, trying to support locals and put them on, it's you start coming down to their technical ability and what they can do, like their niche, what gives them that edge.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's hard to do that because there's so much it's already been done. Like it's really, really hard nowadays to try and really separate yourself or try and stand out and be like, I do this. It's kind of hard to do that.
Well, that's it. That's why it's like, it's crazy. It's like, we'll say Ewan makes his own music, but at the same time, the music he makes, it has a scene here, but at the same time, it doesn't really have a scene here. Yeah. But he's creating the scene here. Yeah. So with creating that scene, he is getting more people onto that vibe, that whole style and the whole lot, which is awesome.
You need people to do that.
But you need it. It's almost like recruiting in a way, because you're trying to actually like build a broader audience for this genre they've never heard of. But some people might love this genre. Yeah,
and then it's hard to build that when you don't already have the following. It's like, come support this niche event that plays this totally left field music. Oh, who else is going? Don't know. Like, because you don't already have that huge reach, and unfortunately, like, you can almost become events can become almost like quite sour, because like I want to go like see this person perform that plays this like really interesting stuff that's different for Perth, and that might be really, really good, but then you'll go and then the rest of the acts are the same as everything else that you hear everywhere else, and you're like, oh, why am I bother going? Like, it's it's hard.
Yeah, and that's it. And to try and get new different acts over here, sometimes it is like, it's just expensive.
Oh yeah, man! Trying to get artists over here, it's like people always like, oh, why does no one ever come over here? It's because it's expensive. It's extra flights. It's more hotels. It's out of the way. It's not like you might get lucky if an artist is touring and they're playing here, and then their next show's up Asia somewhere, so they can detour this way. But if they're going east, they're not going to come over here, not without paying substantial money.
Would you ever do the hop, skip, jump, where it's like if you made it big here, then would you ever move over to the East Coast to try and make it bigger?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Without a doubt. Yeah.
But that's the thing about it, because it's like you make it big here, then you go over there. Yeah. And then gigs, like, there's so much more opportunity.
Yeah, oh yeah,
and
massively.
It's like $100 flight or $150 between, Sydney and Melbourne or something.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, connecting over there it's so much more achievable than it is over here.
That's it.
Like, you try and book a gig, unless you're going to run yourself at a huge loss. Like, if I was going to go take a gig in, say if I got a gig in Brisbane, I'd be, no matter how I swung it, unless I was getting paid $1,500, $2,000, I'm running at a loss for that gig, no matter what. Doesn't matter how I do it, because I got to go for a couple of days. I got to fly there, back, hotel, and then all the like your food expense and everything, and my partner come with and everything, and then by the time you do the gig, you're probably out of pocket like $1,000, without it before you even started. Like, and there's a lot of people that either won't do it or just simply can't afford to do that. Yeah, which is a shame. But
that's exactly it. That's why it's like, if you go over there, you got to plan like a big tour, basically.
Yeah, we got to try. See if you could, like, I've got this gig in Brisbane, so let's try and like make it a thing, and see if I can get one in Sydney and Melbourne.
And then also meet people that you can stay on the couch. So
or just know someone. Like, it's you can try to do that way, but again, it's just hard. Like, that's it's unrealistic for a lot of people.
So have you looked into doing producing at all, or production?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's definitely what I want to do, what I want to try and progress into. Like, I want to start just by mucking around with doing some remixing and that kind first, and then look into original production. And
because that is a good step way to, like, a pathway for it. But at the same time, it's like production is like a different ball game sometimes. It's
massively.
So different.
Anyone can do it, but only a few people can be good at it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, it just takes practice
and time, a lot of time.
But see, that's where it's like talking to a lot of different producers that come on here. It's like some producers can make a song in 3 days. Some producers can make a song in a day. Some producers might take a month. Yeah. But everyone's got their own different way of doing it.
Yeah. And it's one of those things too. Like, you could have, and like you're saying, like, you could have someone that can knock a track out in a day that sounds the same as someone that spent 6 months on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because they've got their system and they know what they do. Like, production's definitely on the cards for sure in the near future, hopefully.
And so then, like, working at, say, like Metro's Freo, what time do you usually finish? Like, it's a 4 hour set, right?
Oh, on average, it's been like a 2:30, 3 o'clock finish.
Yeah, and so then by the time you get home, it'd be like 4 a.m, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And a lot of the time I drive. Yeah. I just won't drink, or like I'll only have I get my 1 or 2 bar cards.
Yeah. Are you far from metros or like
half an hour?
Yeah.
Half an hour north. Yeah.
So then with that as well, then so like because we were talking about before like the work-life balance. So then like doing that on the weekends and then trying to work during the week. How does that work? Yeah, this is
my old man's favorite topic of discussion. It's like
I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. Look, finding the balance has been very hard, but I think it's a very crucial thing, regardless of whatever you're doing. If you're doing extras outside of your full-time work, it's just finding that balance is very important.
That's
like,
and making sure you don't burn out.
Oh yeah, massively, man. Like when I was doing all the corporate stuff, doing the weddings on the weekends and doing corporate, because they're long. It's and if you're doing a wedding, you're effectively there all day.
Yeah,
like you'll be
hours,
like, and when I was doing that plus the road crew work, like I was definitely burning myself out massively, and I was just tired all the time. And then like Sundays being generally like the only day I'd have off, I just wanted to sleep all day.
Yeah.
And it was never. It's not like it was never felt good, but it was also just not fair. Like on my partner, like
of course, when you get time to spend with them,
yeah, exactly. So that's why I took a big step back from doing all the private stuff, and then the club stuff's been really good. Generally, until recently, with the Metro stuff being the longer sets, it's generally always you're only playing for an hour or two most. Yeah. Like so.
You can easily balance it out.
It's only a little bit of time. Like it's late, but I'd be awake anyway.
Yeah,
I could be playing games or doing something. Like it's so it's all right. I found the biggest thing that's affected the balance though, especially working in the clubs on the weekends, is the drinking. Like for a while, like when we lived in the city and I was getting gigs around Northbridge, it was great because I'd just walk.
Yeah,
like so, but that. Also was like a double-edged sword because at the same time it would be an issue because I know I could walk. I'd be either spending more if they were free, great, but I'd generally be spending more money, but it's also I'd just be drinking a lot more like because I knew I could. Whereas now I think it's as much as like it sucks driving home at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's kind of good because then I don't wake up feeling like absolute shit the next day and I just lose the rest of my weekend, and it's I just
well, it's just balancing it out. It seems like you've got a good system for it though. That's the thing about it.
Well I started actually, it was funny what we do with my partner every couple of Sundays. We'll just like go to the zoo.
Yeah, okay.
Or go to the aquarium. Yeah. And that's just, it's so relaxing.
It would be. Yeah.
I just like just go to Aqua, go in that little under tunnel loop thing and just stand there
and just look at
just quiet, just
are there sharks or anything?
Yeah, they got sharks in there. They got stingrays. They got big ass fucking turtles like the size of this table. Like,
really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but just that, or we just go to the zoo, or take dog for a walk. Like,
just something relaxing.
Something relaxing. Just get me away from noise.
Yeah.
I mean, the zoo's kind of much sometimes with little kids, but it's like, just just get me away from noise and just be in the sun and chill out. It's been really good.
That's the way to do it, though. That is a really good process. Like having like a day of R&R.
Yeah.
Where you just take yourself away from it. Like for me recently, it's been the beach. Like I'll literally just go to the beach, even by myself.
Yeah, lovely.
Just go for a swim and just don't care about anyone else around me or anything like that.
Your phone in the car.
Yeah, phone in the car. Just go off and have a swim, basically. Because in that way, it's like it's just floating in the water. Hoping there's no sharks around me, but at the same time, just relaxing.
It's great. It's what we try to do more and more.
Yeah. Because that's the thing as well. It's like I've been doing this for 12 years, 8 years full time professionally, right?
Wow.
But it's like when you do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you do it consistently, it's not too bad when you got Monday to Thursday off, or you DJing Wednesday.
Oh yeah, massively.
You got Monday, Tuesday off, Wednesday, and then you just take Thursday off.
Yeah, that's good.
But now I've started doing like I'm working at Garden Island, and I work like Monday. I've been working like sometimes I pick and choose my days, but the other week I literally did Monday to Friday. Yeah. And then I DJ'd Friday night, Sunday night, Sunday night, and then went back to work on Monday again. The money's been great. Yeah. But like now I know what
you feel it. Yeah. You feel it though. Yeah.
And feeling burnout like
massively, man.
Yeah. And that's where you've got to really pick and choose like your hobbies or your career.
Yeah, and also it's been interesting for me like building this to a point of having the discussion with my partner being like, maybe I can look at backing off working full time at some point, know, and then I can I can free up, just get a part-time job as a bit of security.
Yeah.
But it's like I can do this full-time on the weekends, and I can make enough doing that to still support us. Like
that's it. And that's the thing is you got to make yourself happy as well.
Oh yeah,
that's like find something that you would really enjoy and chase it. Like
100%.
Like I said, for me, like I didn't enjoy it. I wouldn't have done it for 12
yeah,
years.
exactly. Yeah, you wouldn't know. Yeah.
No,
well, that's like that's why we moved up here, because my partner's a huge support. Probably my mum would probably argue it, but she's probably my biggest supporter. But
that's the thing as well. They don't see it from the other perspective.
Yeah.
Like, same thing with my parents. My mum and dad were like, "You're DJing? Like, stop going out on the weekends." Like, no, I can't. I gotta keep doing it.
Like at the start, it was definitely more of like there was more questions being asked, and we're like, are you sure? Like, doesn't it cost you money? And like you're doing this, and you just spend money when you go out. Like, it was definitely like that at the start, but then after. When my partner and I, when we dropped everything and moved, we dropped our whole life down south and moved up here to commit to this. When we made that move, that was kind of, that was like, oh shock, shit. Yeah. Like, it was like, okay. And then the regular gigs started happening, and when I would talk to them, I'm like telling them how much fun I'm having and how good it is, and these people that I'm meeting and the things I'm getting to do and all this stuff. And then from that point, it was just like,
oh, there you go.
That's my old man. Yeah. Bloody dad. Yeah. But it was once that started happening, and it was like showing how fruitful this could be. Then it was like, 100% got you back, all gas, no brakes. Like,
that's it, and that's the thing about it. So like when people start realizing, wait a minute, you're making this amount of money, you're playing music, and you're networking, socializing.
I'm getting paid good money to play other people's music.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, it's like, what do you mean? Like, it's like,
it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's just unreal. Getting the now that I've started weekly, regularly playing at Metropolis, it's been really good because it's starting to get repeat. People that come back because they know that I'm playing.
That's it, because they know that you're
and
there.
It's sick. Like, just building that connection with patrons. Like, they're like, oh fuck, and I've had because it's a side room and the doors are opaque, you can kind of see through. And I'll be like, I get in 10 minutes before, make sure that everything's running well. And there'll be people that have come every week that are standing at the door, waiting for the door to open, and they're knocking on the door, trying to get in. And it's just a weird feeling. It's being like, holy shit, they're
here to
there for me. Yeah. It's nuts.
It's it's an amazing feeling, right? It's such a good feeling.
It's been unreal. Yeah.
So then, with some, because we're running out of time, but so with some other aspirations and goals, so what has been some of the funnest gigs you have done so far? Because you've only been DJing for 2 years now.
Yeah, about 2.5 years. 2 years, 2.5 years. Yeah. Funny, one of the no lie, one of the funnest gigs I've ever done. I did one of these theme nights again. I did a One Direction night at Rekabite in the basement.
Okay,
mate. That was people would talk shit all they want and whatever, but that is one of the most fun gigs I've ever done in my life.
Really?
That room was full, completely full, within 30 minutes of the door opening.
Really?
And I could not play a shit song. Every single song was just you've seen what their fans are before. It's like a cult, nuts, bro. Yeah. It's nuts. I couldn't there's
it's
nothing.
Like the Bieber fever as well, right?
Mate, yeah, just unreal. Every single song, jumping, screaming, going off. If it's a slow sing song, it's every word, and they're screaming it. It was so fun. It was such a fun gig.
Yeah.
That, and then probably one of my best ones I played at Silent Disco at Seasons.
Okay.
Not one just gone, the one before with the season ender.
Yeah.
I played the Silent Disco on that, and that was wicked. I played at Sunset, and the Silent Disco room was the area was full, and that was unreal. We played for an hour. That's probably one of the most fun sets I've ever had.
Season boys are doing it well.
Oh that Halloween setup.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that stage, that house stage and that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Like
that's it.
That's some gnarly production. Like huge.
And they just keep getting better and better every year. It's just crazy.
Yeah, massively.
But it's just nuts how we don't have international festivals anymore. We just got local festivals.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it sucks.
One of the days a big day out and Soundwave.
Like there was like TikTok I watched the other day of these guys on a podcast talking about like the old lineups for like Stereosonic and Futures, and like day 1, like day 2 is like Skrillex and Tiesto and all that, and
Martin
then
Garrix,
Martin Garrix, and like you're just like, what the fuck? Like you would like, what are we in Perth or in Vegas? Like you would, that kind of lineup, like you'd never see it again.
Yep,
ever.
That's exactly. Yeah, it's terrible, but like maybe one day. But
I'm sure we can maybe get there in the end, but it might be a long while.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right, so we've basically... Oh, there you go.
There you go, yeah.
So that's it. Yeah. Look, Carl Cogs, Major Lazer, Example, Martin Solveig, like Flux Pavilion, Diplo,
huge.
Infected Mushroom, Bass Nectar.
And like, like you get like Excision, and then like Dylan Francis and Zed, and near the bottom of that page.
Yeah.
Like,
that's it, yeah.
What? Like, it's like,
Brzezinski,
and then like you get like, you got Spilt Milk coming up, which was like $250, $240 for a ticket. The 2 headliners are like Dom Dollar and Post Malone, which is great, but
that's it though.
That was also $200. Like exactly. It's like, you know, and it's just nuts. Like it's just, well, I don't know if it'll be a long time before I think things ever get back to that. Yeah.
It's just unfortunate because like COVID really stuffed everything up for
massively,
everyone.
mate. That's like, your lineup buttons at the top there.
Yeah, I know. I'm just looking through it. So a lot of
Wait, no, but if you go, there we go up to the top though.
Spotify one. Yeah.
Right, so the lineup, look.
Yeah, so Post, like, Ayuch is good. Chris Lake, I'm buzzing for. I love Tech House, man. So Chris Lake, I'm keen as for. Like Lardo.
See, I've never heard of any of these artists, other than like.
You'd know Lardo. You'd be playing Lardo in your gigs. No. She did that.
Maybe.
Big Energy.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
But like
big Dick Energy one.
Also big
Takei Mazda,
issue with the set times here. With this, they announced their set times the other day, and they were talking about, look, I understand festivals have clashes, it's all good. They were all like building up as they were announcing their set times are coming out. They're like, oh, everyone's asking what's going to be the clash for you with Dom Dollar and Post Malone. Yeah. And they're like, oh, like obviously there's going to be some overlap for the safety of people with crowd rushing and all that kind of, fair enough, whatever. They announced the set times. Dom Dollar starts at 9 o'clock. Post Malone starts at 9:10. And they both end at 10:45.
Really?
Yeah. 10 minutes.
Yeah. So like, you have to just pick one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I said to the missus, I was like, look, I love Tech House, but I'm not missing Post Malone.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. Yeah.
I'm not watching Dom Dollar. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, look, it's part of it. It just.
I think a lot of people will go to Post Malone over Dom
It'd be
Dollar.
interesting split, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
It'd be very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, we're basically run out of time though.
Yeah, that's all good.
Cheers for coming on.
That's all right. Thank you for having me, mate. Yeah.
And then, if you can, we're doing more panels. So I say it so often, but like we're gonna try and do more panels in the future.
Yeah.
And then that way, it's like we can just like get other DJs on to have just one big discussion, basically.
Yeah. So it's Jacinta still heated about the set times.
Shout out to Jacinta as well.
Yeah.
But no, this has been good though.
Yeah, no, it's been great.
And like, if you want as well, like in a couple of years, I'll get you back on.
And then see where I'm at.
Yeah,
for sure.
See what's going on.
The panel thing sounds sick too. We do for that.
Yeah. Like I'm still trying to like put the pieces together because it's like every episode I get a new guest on.
Yeah.
As you seen on the board,
they fit really well. Like yeah.
And then it's like then trying to organize a panel whilst also trying to get new guests on. It's like have to do like 2 episodes a week.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like the other week I did 3 episodes in 1 week and I was flat out whilst working day shift, whilst DJing on the weekend. It's just non-stop.
Live a busy life, mate.
Yeah. That's the thing. I just find you got to stay busy. You got to keep at it. You got to keep doing things, especially in the industry you like.
Oh yeah, massively.
Yeah. Well, cheers so much for coming on.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.
And then, we'll see you next time, all right?
Definitely.
All right, catch you guys. We'll see you, I think, next week, Monday or Thursday. Let's have a look quickly. So next week we have on Thursday Kate Sharapova. Yeah, Sharapova.
Like the tennis player.
No. Tech Node. So there's there's a group called Tech Node that are coming on.
Awesome.
Yeah, which should be good fun.
Yeah, wicked.
All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Not with a tennis player. All right, catch you guys.
Oh, see you.